What the?
There's so much fucking mail at your door.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Mail day. Whoa, holy shit. I've never done an unboxing, but I guess we're gonna do one right now. It's gonna be the world premiere of the unboxing. I know that you're from the Bay Area. You gotta be carrying a knife right now.
Oh yeah. Fucking A. It's dangerous in San Francisco.
Alright, so I guess we're just gonna dig in and we're gonna see what we got here. This one looks like it's already halfway open, so I'm just gonna...
Just like my amps, you got to use it before I did.
And now you're not gonna get it back. Oh, cool. So this company is actually the sponsor for today's video. This is a company called Govee. I don't even know V. This company, they saw my videos and they said, hey, your studio looks awesome. We really like the lighting you have, the RGB lighting in the background. And they were like, but we can make it so much cooler. So this has like a really kind of in-depth app where apparently you can change colors depending on zones, and it also has a music mode on it. So that's what we're interested in checking out today, is how it reacts to music, I guess, and we're gonna see how that affects the vibe in the studio. All right, so next, what do we got here? Ooh, this is from Michael Klein, dude.
Oh yeah, awesome. Michael W. Klein Audio Design. This guy makes pedals for Exhumed, Necrot, everybody that you know and love.
I'm so excited about this one. Let's bust it open. I'm gonna let you open that.
Here's where I stabbed my... Oh.
That was close, actually. You almost killed yourself right there. Buys a $200 knife, kills himself. Let's talk about Michael for just a second here. His marketing strategy is basically, if you want one, you gotta find me. So the first pedal is the Dusty Skeleton, and I named it the Dusty Skeleton. It's a little inside joke we have here in the studio when we're tracking vocals, and I want to get that really high-pitched, like imp vocal. Like, who would you compare that scream to?
Who's a Dusty
Who does a Dusty Skeleton?
I think Isan.
Isan, okay. And this is based on the MWK Chrysogrim pedal. But it's my own custom version because Michael is sick and he made this amazing looking pedal. I cannot wait to check this out.
I got the Lonely Ghost.
Ooh. So you have one of these.
I do.
Why don't you tell me about that one?
This is the most useful pedal I've ever seen. It's a boost, reverb, and delay in this tiny ass enclosure. You just run this through your loop and you're set for soloing, period.
So, okay, so on the side here it has, let's get up close. So is this like the input trim?
That's the boost level.
And then you have your controls for delay and reverb on the top. Super clean design. I mean, this thing is just absolutely sexy. This thing is insane. Dusty Skeleton. Man, I just want to plug him in right now, but we got this other stuff over here to open. Oh, dude, there's this Revv sticker on this box right here. So Leon came home and his computer was on fire and it like scared the hell out of me, and I'm thinking, there's no good reason on the face of this earth not to have one of these mounted to your wall.
Fucking Christmas in August.
I think we're gonna need that fire extinguisher. It's about to get real warm because it's gonna be a hard burn on every other amp in here right now. God. I just want what's inside, man. You know, like when the kid wants the iPhone and he gets like an Android phone? If this is like something real dumb, I'm gonna throw a fit like a little baby. Aren't you supposed to talk about the packaging when you do an unboxing video? So here we have a thank you. Thank you, Revv Amps. Thank you, Derek at Revv Amps. It comes with a certificate of authenticity. I mean, if you have one of these, you're pretty sure it's authentic, right?
Yeah. So let's start with the small shit here.
Ooh, it's got case candy, dude.
Yep.
Okay, hold up. There's candy inside of this thing.
Oh.
Did this thing ship from Sweetwater? Or are they just ripping the vibe? I think they're ripping the vibe. I'm about to eat this, though.
Oh, shit.
Well, it came with candy, so it's automatically my favorite amp. Got some Revv stickers, some thank you cards. Anybody ever read those? Merch discount. Oh. Maybe they do. Alright, so there's a power cable. I personally haven't tried this, but from what I understand, it's like a pedal platform amplifier, tube amp. Ooh, man, look at this thing.
Ow.
Yeah, so it has an internal load and a speaker load. It has an effects loop, has a balanced output with 2 notes audio engineering emulation on it, so it's going to have cab IRs on it. Okay, so on the front here we just have gain, treble, mid, bass, volume, all the kind of standard stuff here. Switchable between 20 and 4 watt. We have this virtual cabinet knob here. It looks like you can load up to 6 different virtual cabinets.
How heavy is that thing?
It's pretty light. Yeah? It's not very heavy.
Oh, yeah, it looked like it was going to be way heavier. Yeah. Probably about like 8 pounds or something.
So this is actually a pretty cool day. So we got pedals in the mail. We got awesome lighting in the mail, which we're going to have to do something crazy with. We got this pedal platform Revv amplifier in the mail to go with our dusty skeleton and our lonely ghost.
Right there, that's as good as fucking
get. That's the tape.
Wait, one more. Give me one more.
Connecticut!
We're gonna do.
You guys are jamming.
Hey, we're jamming.
So it took you what, 18 years to finally learn chopped in half?
Well, no, 20,000 years ago when you and I started dating, I bought a Jackson Kelly.
The black Jackson Kelly.
The black Jackson Kelly. And I wanted to learn how to play. And you started me off with chopped in half so that I could learn a few notes and have a feeling of like accomplishment. Like that was the beginning and the end of my long and musical career.
Your guitar playing career started and ended with
chopped in half. Yes, because I do get asked all the time
if you can play chopped in half.
Excuse me, Mrs. Merrow, can you play Obituary's chopped in half? Do I have any musical abilities, any natural musical talents? Do I like just shred on the trumpet or something? Cannot.
Shreds on the trumpet, bro.
I cannot play a lick of anything except for the 3 notes of chopped in half.
I have something special to show you.
Ooh!
And you did not
I like
know.
Surprises.
So
I thought you were gonna say, "Here's that Jackson Kelly from 2002."
So, when I was a kid in the early 90s, every once in a while I would go and visit my grandmother on the weekends. So the house was always silent, and it was eerie silent, like dead quiet silent. It was the most boring place on the face of the planet, and it was an old folks' home. So I went exploring. I stumbled across this record store called Bionic Records. And I walked into Bionic, and the first thing I see on the shelf is Cannibal Corpse, Tomb of the Mutilated. And I proceeded to buy all of these albums right here, right off the shelf, because of the artwork. And never knowing what they were going to sound like. You bought it just because of the album cover. And I have the original
Cause of
copy
Death
that I bought from Bionic Records in the early 90s, along with a lot of these other killer essential death metal albums. It was just the people at that record store that would give me suggestions, and if it had killer artwork and it had Dan Seagrave on it, it was going to be good, and I was going to buy it. You can see this Malevolent Creation 10 Commandments disc still has the Bionic Records sticker on it from the early 90s.
The very first CD that I ever bought after you and I started hanging out, based strictly on what the cover of the CD looked like, was Deicide, and it was just such a sick cover. We probably still have it. I mean, because you and I are kind of collectors.
We have it somewhere.
Pretty
well, you want to
dear.
know what's funny? This shirt right here that I'm wearing in this video that's disintegrating off of my body.
Yes.
I bought this shirt at Bionic Records on that same trip that I bought that.
Beautiful.
This thing was a car seat on my first car.
It looks pretty sick too.
Are you kidding me? Nocturnal Silence, dude? That was a sick record.
Thank you for letting me play with your ladies.
It only took you 18 years to fucking learn chopped in half properly.
And I still suck at it.
Get the fuck out of my studio and go order a pizza or something.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so to add coins, I think we hit select, right?
Okay. I have a completely different controller. You know, I'm already going to tell you that this thing's broken. That's why I suck at this.
Yeah, of course it's broken. And we're both selecting guys at the same time. I'm going for Rash again, dude. Did I pick for you this time? Revenge?
I fucking didn't start this time.
These rats are gonna get smashed, bro. It's happening. Are you in it? You're in it.
There we go.
What is he doing? That dash move.
Yeah, that's
Double
fucking,
tap forward, that's
that
the way.
is key.
Crucial move. What do you think? You think we're gonna beat General Slaughter this time?
I'm not getting my hopes up, man.
You know what? I feel like we got this. I'm putting all chips on the table for killing General Slaughter this time around. He's gonna get crushed.
Natural born optimist over here.
But then after that, we definitely have to answer some questions. Because this is supposed to be a Q&A video, and all we basically do is mess around. These guys killed us last time.
Wow. We're both down to one guy.
We're already down to one guy. Oh my.
I'm telling you.
Dude, we suck at this. There's got to be someone has to know the trick. We got to like double jump to this.
Yeah, you gotta avoid that ram fucking thing.
You were kicking his ass one time. All right, all right.
There we go.
He flew off the ship, dude.
Yeah. He's starting to look.
You're doing like modern PvP moves against General Slaughter right now. Dude, I literally just wrecked him in the corner. I got him stun locked.
Yeah.
Dude, we might actually kill him this time.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh. Oh my god,
dude, we killed him.
Oh, that's terrible, because now we can't answer questions.
Alright, well, our plan was to fail at this boss and then stop so we could answer your questions, but we're going to keep going because...
we're on
Dude, how sick is that guy?
God, that guy rips.
He's literally like a Deeds of Flesh album cover. Inbreeding the Anthropod. You got to double tap to walk. And then you just kind of glide. Sign just says, you will die. See now, if
Accurate.
you can't jump...
How are you supposed to... He puts the balls out of there.
Alright, well that was it for me. So we died at the snowman? That's even more of an insult.
Yeah,
like, you know, he isn't even a boss.
That's embarrassing. We died by snowball.
Because you can't jump over him? What a rip. Alright, well let's answer some questions. This question comes from Coma Witch. Question for Keith. First and last concert? Attended, not played. Much love and respect. Cheers. Well, Mr. Coma Witch, my first concert was Rat, and I was in the 3rd grade. I don't remember much about it. I was really young. My parents took me. It was at the LA Coliseum, and the only thing I really remember about it was that Motley Crue came out as like an encore sort of thing, and it was also the first time I smelled crack cocaine. What about you, man? What was your...
The first show... my first show was right after I moved to California in 1990. It was a day on the green at the A's Stadium. It was Faith No More, Soundgarden, Queensryche, Metallica.
That was a really good show,
yeah.
Especially for a first
show. I know. I started out pretty good, and they just went progressively worse from there. Last show I went to, actually right before the virus hit, I was in Mexico at Total Death Over Mexico, a festival there. All the bands from outside of the country canceled or weren't allowed in. I got back into the country like the day after they kind of started closing the borders and everything. So it was kind of nerve-wracking, but it actually turned out to be like the best flight home ever. There's nobody in the airport, nobody on the plane.
I actually don't really remember what my last show was, but I know the last event that I went to before the lockdown was that Blazer game at the Moda Center in Portland. And yeah, we went. All of us went. That was really fun, actually.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And that was the last big event that I went to. Okay, so this question is from Lakiwi. He asks, what is your tip for continuing a part in a song or a riff? A friend and I are jamming and sometimes find it hard to write the next parts. Hope to see more of your bids. Well, we've been jamming a lot. So one of us is going to stumble across the next part.
But you sort of got like one ear on what you're playing and then another ear on what the other guy's playing.
Right.
And so you hear the note or the direction that sounds right, and then you're like, oh, wait, what did you just do over there?
It's almost always the other person's idea is the one that you catch.
Right.
Often it helps just to like stop, take a break, go get something to eat, go get something to drink, laugh. Really. I mean, laugh through stuff, man. Somehow it helps. If you can keep your attitude up there, like keep your head right, I think that goes a long way. Seems like people usually play better, or they're more relaxed, or they're more inspired when they're happy. You know, make sure that you and your friend are having a good time. Do it in a way that's fun, and that we, you know, some of the stuff that we take out of these videos, like, you know, like that Philips Hue stuff, dude? Philips a punk, dude. Phil don't know shit about lighting. Don't worry, Leon, I've done this. I've done this a lot. Don't worry. How does this happen? Like, it's got like 3 knots in it already. I just touched it.
Did you check your fuses?
No. I bypassed those. That's what it's about. You know, if you can be creative with somebody like that, you won't have any problems. So just make sure that you and your friend are having a good time. So on last week's Sunday with Ola answered the question we had for him about the camera gear and the studio setup that he has. Thank you so much for that. So he had a question for us this week. Let's see what the fuck he wants.
All right, so back at you, Keith. I have a question for you. You've been playing Schecter for a shit ton of years now, and you have your own signature guitar, but what is your favorite second guitar brand? And why is it Solar Guitars? I'm just kidding. I've seen you with like Agile and Ibanez and all that. What is your second choice when it comes to guitars? Please let me know. See ya.
So, my second favorite guitar, thanks for the question, Ola, is, you might remember this. We played in a video together back in 2012, and this was my Bernie Rico Jr. Jekyll 727. There's some controversy surrounding Bernie Rico Jr. guitars, which I'm not going to get into. It's more about just this particular guitar and not all the people that guy wronged. So for me, this was a guitar I recorded my Retro Special EP with. I recorded Demisery with this. Some of the design elements on this guitar might resemble a Mark III a little bit. I did take some inspirations from this particular guitar for my Mark III series, and that's because this guitar meant a lot to me for a long time, and I wanted to bring that back into my regular everyday guitar, because the Mark III is a superior guitar in every way for me. The reason why this is my second favorite is just because of what it represents and the life experiences that I have tied to it, both good and bad. Question I have for you, Ola, is when you were just getting into metal, when you were growing up and getting into death metal, I know you were into bands like Bolt Thrower and bands like that. Were there ever any underground Swedish death metal bands that never really made it outside of Sweden, outside of Stockholm, or, you know, were there any local bands that were just totally crushing it that never really got the recognition that they deserved? That's a question I have for you. That's all we have for you this week. Thanks for hanging out. Be sure to leave your question down in the comment section of this video, and it might show up in the next Down to the Merrow. Hey, you guys like this killer dragon bell thing I got when I was in Taipei? Apparently, it'll bestow upon you ancient wisdom when you like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Nothing happened. This thing sucks.